Hello guys and welcome to the locker room. FC Barcelona against Granada. We play tomorrow and 6 games to go guys, 6 finals, and if we win tomorrow we will be for the first time of the season on the first place. I'm super hyped. Real Madrid has drawn in La Liga. Athletic Madrid has lost against Bilbao, so this is the chance, we have to use it. And Dan, I hope you're also hyped. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excited for 6 more finals. Barcelona have already captured 1 trophy this season, the Copa del Rey, and it's on to the next one. 6 more matches. It seems like a lot, but as you mentioned, with Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid dropping points like we expected them to, Barcelona control their own destiny, and it's exactly how I'd want Ronald Koeman and company to be.
Now let's jump back to Barcelona. Let's jump to the analysis section, Dan, and talk about our last lineup at first from FC Barcelona. And do you think there will be more changes? Because I also see here some people asking for Pedri that he should rest a little bit because he looked a bit tired. But I think he made a decent performance once again in the last match. He just played in the first half, so I think he already rested enough. So I don't know if Pedri will be substituted here for the starting formation, because now we had 3-4 days to rest. So
I don't think so. It's what I keep saying, and the argument I keep making. There's 6 matches left. Pedri has been a part of that first team picture. He's been a starter all season long. And the main argument for having Pedri start is, again, in the nuance of the tactics, that Pedri's job is not to score, it's not to assist. It's
Exactly.
to help on the counterattack. It's to, when there was a point in that game as well, when I think it was Lenglet or Mingueza intercepted the ball, their first outlet isn't even that long ball to Griezmann or Messi, and Busquets is usually helping to defend. So Pedri winds up setting up in a little spot there that they try to find him in the middle, and then he has the ability to spray a ball to Messi, Griezmann, Alba, or Dest. And one of the reasons why Barcelona was doing so well on the counterattack against Villarreal, as well as against Adafe, was because Pedri was in those positions. And the other thing too, and we talked about
he pressured one Villarreal player for the second goal. It was also
exactly.
So, he also put danger there, and also Pedri, his job is helping, also pressuring without the ball, and doing the pre-assists or even the pre-assists. So
Right.
Also, guys, if Pedri doesn't score or he doesn't do an assist, or you don't see him doing too many dribbles during one match, it doesn't mean that he's not or that he's very tired or that he doesn't play good. So
it's a question that we keep going back to whenever we look at these lineups. This is a lineup from the last one, that even Pedri, and the term I keep saying is rest defense, that the Pedri, that second goal comes because of the pressure that Pedri puts, because when he lost the ball, but when Barca lost the ball, he was already in the position to begin to pressure and to begin to defend. So I understand the arguments for Riqui Puig coming in his place or whatever it may be, but these players play their role, and Pedri knows he's going to play either 70 or 90 minutes, usually about 65 to 70 minutes every match. Then he'll come off for somebody, whether it's Roberto comes on for Dest or Junior Firpo comes on an extra defender, or comes on. What is your role?
It's not time to rotate now. So Pedri was substituted for the second half. So I think 100% that he will start again tomorrow against Granada. And also, Dest has also played pretty well. So
he came off at halftime. He came off at halftime against Roberto, but as we mentioned on the live stream, that's not a disservice to Dest. That was simply that Roberto was going to add something different, and getting him back to fitness, I think, is part of the key. So it's not necessarily rotation.
Tactical decision. Yeah,
he is a captain, so he comes in. I thought Dest was really good getting down that wing, and I think Ronald Koeman at that point just wanted to get a bit more defensive on that side, with Roberto tucking in a bit more to serve as almost a back four at times and deal with that Villarreal pressure. But interestingly enough, the whole thing with the match against Villarreal was when the red card happens, it seems to be the ebbs and flows of that match. It got tighter than it should have. All that said, as we continue on, I know you have one more point, Anton, before we move on to Granada, but I expect to see a similar thing. Maybe Roberto in for Dest, but other than that, I can't see any other changes happening here against against Granada.
Maybe Dembélé also in the starting formation,
or maybe Dembélé.
How his fitness is, and also the second half was completely different than the first half. So Barca has concentrated on defending, at defending in the second half. So we slowed down a little bit. But in the first half, we played with 150%, and in the end, it was enough. So it doesn't matter, guys. If we win 2-1, 1-0, or 4-1, 5-0.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that we get that we continue getting 3 points every game. And now we can also jump to the last lineup of Granada.
Mm-hmm.
Also very dangerous opponent then, because we remember the last match against them in the Copa del Rey. It was very dramatic. Hopefully it won't be so exciting as the last time against them, but they are definitely a very dangerous team. We have to pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, let me go on my little spiel here. History tells us that Barcelona are going to beat Granada at home, but Granada and their season this year said it's going to be a lot harder than we thought. Very much like Villarreal. Barcelona are 24-0 all-time against Granada at the Camp Nou. They've never lost at home against Granada, the Andalusians. The last goal at the Camp Nou for Granada back in 2012. And Granada has also let in at least 1 goal to Barca on the road in every single meeting between the two. So for everybody paying attention, our predictions are coming at the very end. And I'll say that some of that history does key into what some of my prediction may be. That said, this year's version of Granada is much different than previous seasons. They were quarterfinalists in the Europa League before finally being knocked out by Manchester United. And unlike Getafe, who we've seen has been pulled down in the relegation fight, they have navigated all those different competitions, pushing Barca all the way to the brink in the Copa del Rey, getting to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and still pushing in the Liga for a middle-of-the-table place. But most interestingly enough, Anton, is the way that this club was run for a long, long, long time. And since about 2017, everything has been flipped. And I just want to go on a quick little history lesson here. Diego Martinez, the man in charge, he's been in charge since the most recent days in the Segunda Division, which is now 2 years ago. This team was relegated from the first division back in 2016-17, but came back last year to finish 7th. Okay, they're in a new way, a new form. But I go back to the 2002-03 season. They're playing the Tercera Division, which is at that time was the 4th division. Now it's going to be the 5th division. And at that time, in back 02-03, they were missing payments on players. They were in financial ruin. And then in 2009, when the global financial crisis hits, they almost closed their doors completely due to the financial situation they were in. Udinese, the club in Italy, comes in, swoops in for a partnership with them to basically help them stay afloat and help Udinese stay afloat as well. And then Granada wind up working their way back up, and then they came with a new ownership in 2016, and since that time, they've kind of rebuilt the structure from the ground up, and even more so that going back to this lineup here, you see Darwin Machis. He's one of their biggest signings in club history. He's almost taken a bench role this season because Diego Martinez has kind of tried to figure out, basically what works with this team. And they have more depth of talent than they've ever had before, including, and we're going to get to him, in Luis Suarez, the striker, and then Jorge Molina and Roberto Soldado, 2 very, very elder players, 35 and 39 respectively. But the main man here, I'll let you talk about him, Luis Suarez, and not the Uruguayan one. It's a Colombian Luis Suarez, and he's the danger man. He's the guy you got to circle in what will be, I'm assuming, this looks like a 3-4-3, but it's going to be a 5-4-1 most likely.
And also the last 3 matches of Granada, for example, in La Liga, were against Sevilla, just a 2-1 defeat, so it was a close match. Also against Eibar, a 4-1 victory for Granada, and also against Valladolid, a 2-1 victory for Granada. And we also remember the match against Valladolid. We just won there 1-0 because of a last-minute goal of Dembele. So, yeah, they play pretty good against big teams, like, for example, Sevilla, and also like against teams like Valladolid, where we struggled, they also won. So, Granada, guys, isn't an easy opponent, and we have to give 100%. But here on the right of the screen, you can see the last 5 meetings against them. It was a 5-3 victory in the Copa del Rey. Of course, we all remember that. 4-0 in the first leg of this La Liga season against them in Granada, and also 1-0 was the last home match against them. 2-0, also a defeat. Again, ago 2 years in Granada, 4-1. All right. But yeah, I think then it is clear we have very high chances to win it again tomorrow. The players are even more motivated because now Atletico Madrid also has lost against Bilbao, as I mentioned earlier. They know that, and this is the first time in this season, guys, that Barcelona can jump on the first place. Maybe we can also show now the live league table on the right of the screen, so that you can see the table. And we have, I think, right now 1 game less than Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So tomorrow...
It's this one. It's this game against Granada. This is the makeup game because Granada was in the Europa League and Barcelona were doing their business in the Copa del Rey.
So if we win, we will have a 1 point more than Atletico Madrid, guys. And for example, in the case if we equalize against Atletico in the direct duel, we will have enough points that Real Madrid, in the case that they win, will have still less points than us. But we shouldn't count now every possibilities. Let's just give 100% in every match and not starting with the maths. But all right.
The big argument is that this season is going to come down to the match against Atletico Madrid. But the way that these teams are either taking care of business, that being Barcelona when they're not playing the other two giants, or the other two giants and they're not taking care of business when they're not playing Barcelona, they are dropping points. So, again, El Clasico, it feels like a lifetime away ago because Real Madrid have dropped points this season and Barcelona have done nothing but win points. So we felt like El Clasico could have been that turning point. But as I argued, that helped Real Madrid get back into the table. And it didn't necessarily knock Barcelona out in any way because Real Madrid had work to do to catch up.
And Real Madrid has drawn now 2 times in just 10 days in La Liga.
Right.
So now Clasico is kind of forgotten. Yeah. Of course, it's always nice to win a Clasico, guys. I don't want to lie. But anyway, if in the end we have the double 2 titles in a transition year, I think nobody of us culés will complain about it. And All right, and now, Dan, we will jump to our predictions. We will guess the score on our FC Barcelona website, guys.
You said Van Bommel from Bayern, but I could also say Van Bommel from Barcelona.
Yeah, Van Bommel also, former Barca player, of course. He has won the Champions League with Barca in 2006.
Yep.
All right, let's guess the score on our website, guys. I think today it is your turn to predict first, Dan.
I don't think so. Actually, I think it's your turn. I haven't given it thought, so I implore you to go first this time, Anton.
Again, okay. Rock, paper, scissors.
Why don't we say it at the same time? No, I will go first. I'll take it on.
I want to play. All right.
You do enough gaming. You do enough gaming and competition. So looking at history, as I said, Granada have never kept a clean sheet at the Camp Nou in all of their 24 attempts. So that means Barca have at least 1 goal. I think you got that, right? And then Barcelona have never lost to Granada. So I'm trusting history, but I'm also saying that this Granada team is pretty good. So I'm giving Granada 1 goal in this match, but I'm giving Barcelona 3. So I think we saw in the chat earlier, but there's an easy prediction here, I think, of 3-1. I think Barcelona are the dominant team. They're flying high at the moment, and this Granada defense it hasn't really impressed me, and I think it is capable of leaking some goals, especially at home. 3-1, Barcelona over Granada.
I will say 4-0. I trust completely our team. I think we'll make a partidazo, how we say in Spanish. Yeah, I think we'll win it with 4 goals difference, with a clean sheet. So good day also for Ter Stegen. Vamos, Vizca Barça. Farshav thinks in the chat, Barca draw 1-1. It's my prediction. Oh, Farshav, what is going with you? Come on, let's trust. So yeah, chat, if you want, you can write also your guesses into the chat box.
And anyone on YouTube, write that in the comments. Again, the prediction is down in the comments below. That's also helpful. Yeah, and then looking at our key points for the match, Anton, what is your key point, or what are your key points? There could be multiple things. Again, I think this is going to be a pretty difficult tactical matchup between the two.
The team just has to realize once again, they started very, very bad into the season. We were on the 13th or 14th position one time. And we fought till the end. We never gave up. And now we have the chance to get into the first place of the table and write history, maybe win a double, win 2 titles in a transition year. This would be awesome, guys. I think there will be many changes also in the summer. But nevertheless, let's win with this squad 2 titles. It would be amazing. Also for all us Barca fans at home. Because of the Corona situation, it's not easy for us, or not easy for everybody, but 2 titles would be
surprising.
Surprising for all us culés. and yeah, a very, very nice present. And also, of course, for the players, it would be awesome after all the pressure on them and all the topics around the team, around Barcelona, in the preseason and in this season also. And now with our new president, with Laporta, it would be the best start for a new era. And this was also our shirt for the Copa del Rey victory, right? The sentence there. So yeah, the players have to realize it. I think they don't need motivation. The motivation can be higher than for the last of the 6 games. Let's get it. Visca Barça, Visca Catalunya, and these are my last words then.
Yeah, I mean, my key point is a little more nuanced, a little more tactical than you, but defensively, you want to cut off any of that service up to whoever the center forward may be. So if you starve Luis Suarez, Soldado, Jorge Molina, whoever it may be, if you starve them of service, Granada don't score goals. So the way to do that is, I think, to create overloads or to put extra pressure on the wingers, whether it's Kennedy, whether it's Puertas, whether it's Darwin Machis. Just don't let them provide service to their center forwards. So control the flanks, and that means you're going to control the middle of the field up, especially in your own attacking third. I also trust Lenglet and Piqué, whoever takes on the duty of dealing with whoever the striker may be. And hey, Diego Martinez might have a trick up his sleeve and start 2 of those 3, but mostly this year it's been the one striker up top. And then on the offensive side, as simple as it sounds, finish your chances. When Antoine Griezmann finishes his chances, he's now got 11 goals in La Liga, and when he's putting the ball in the back of the net, Barcelona are winning matches, even if Messi's not putting the ball in the net. So that's why I went 3-1. I think if you finish your chances, that's enough. And Barcelona's defense has proven since 21 began that it's good enough to hold even a good team like Granada to 1 goal, especially at home at the Camp Nou. So those are my key points. And you and I are going to talk in about 24 hours. But hey, it's, and not to say that it's exciting for us as neutrals, but we don't have to worry and get nervous because now we get to watch PSG Man City, and we don't have to be nervous because who cares? I don't care who wins. I just want a good match. So Champions League, whatever it may be. But yeah, Barcelona, their final is tomorrow against Granada, and they got 5 more finals to win a Liga trophy. So that'll be, on my send-off here, usually you go first, but I'll send off and I'll say, hey, it's 6 finals left. Tomorrow's against Granada, a good team. Don't take them for granted, but get the 3 points. Forza Barça.